or your baby will die.
UH students are the target of a suspect armed with an air gun, leaving those on campus on edge. The history of a Las Vegas man charged with killing his girlfriend traces back to Hawaii. Thousands bid a final farewell to the mother of the modern civil rights movement.
It's just going to be a lot more adventure, a lot more hardship, a lot more nightmarish scenarios.
And we'll take a look inside Lost and the character who plays Charlie. Your news starts now.
You're watching KITV4 Island Television. This is your Island Television News at 10.
Good evening. Honolulu police sweep downtown Chinatown in a massive drug bust operation.
And tonight they're calling it a success. KITV's Jill Kuramoto joins us live from Chinatown, where the operation ended just a few hours ago. Good evening, Jill.
Well, Paula and Sean, now I'm here at Ala Park, and this is just one of the areas where the sting operation took place. And rock cocaine appears to be the drug of choice on the streets here, at least tonight. Now, it was about a 6-hour operation that started at 2 this afternoon. When it was all over, police had arrested 11 people, all for selling or buying drugs.
We have undercover officers come in, and they pose as both dealers and buyers. So we'll arrest whoever, whether they want to sell drugs to us. We go up to them, they sell drugs. Or if we just stand on the streets and they ask us to buy drugs, we'd sell them drugs too, and they get arrested for that too. As long as we don't initiate this conversation and initiate anything that would be anywhere near entrapment, it's a lawful arrest.
Now, drugs have been a problem in this area for years, and today's operation was initiated after complaints by area businesses and residents. About 35 officers from 4 districts were involved in today's bust that had undercover officers stationed at various hot spots around downtown Chinatown. And in each arrest, they recovered rock cocaine and, in some cases, drug paraphernalia. Now, the 1 woman and 10 men arrested tonight range in age from 38 to 54 years old. All of them have been arrested on state felony drug charges, which is a Class C felony and carries up to 5 years in prison. Reporting live from downtown Chinatown, Jill Kuramoto, KITV4 Island Television News.
Jill, thank you. Well, students at the University of Hawaii at Manoa are being told to be on alert after several incidents on campus involving an air gun or pellet gun. Last week, security officers found a dead cat near the Gateway dorms. It appeared to have been shot with some type of air gun. Later in the week, someone reported seeing 3 men with what looked like some type of rifle. The next day, 3 students reported being shot and hit by some type of BB or pellets while skateboarding at the Halinoi Lani lot the night before.
Now I won't skateboard here at night, I guess by myself.
Well, I just think that it's probably just either drunk college kids or it's probably really nothing.
No one was seriously hurt, but university officials have posted warnings around campus. Anyone arrested could be charged with a felony. If you have information about these incidents, you're asked to call UH Campus Security.
3 children left with their dead mother's body for a week, and the man accused of murdering her used to live in the islands. 25-year-old former Hawaii resident Mark Donaldson is charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of his live-in girlfriend in Las Vegas. Authorities say the 7-year-old boy, along with his 3-year-old sister and 6-week-old twins, lived in the apartment with their mother's body for nearly a week.
I'm not sure what part of the house they found the body in. But I do remember hearing a loud bang. I don't know if it came from downstairs, if they were just messing around, or if it was, him dumping a body in the bathtub.
Donaldson is in custody in Las Vegas awaiting trial. The children are staying with relatives.
State officials say 10 homes in 2 Kaneohe subdivisions will need to be demolished to make flood improvements for the Windward Oahu area. Half of the homes are on Kupoho Street in the Castle Hill subdivision. The other half are on Pilina Way in Keapuka. Some homeowners have already sued the government over flooding and erosion. Others didn't want the Castle Hills project built in the first place because of potential flooding and aren't so sure the improvements will work.
Water is going to be in here and it's going to be seeping under our homes over here, right? So in other words, it's not going to solve the problem.
11 years, I thought they was going to do this and that, and you only talk, and they didn't do nothing.
Taxpayers will pay millions of dollars for this project. The state says it will pay the 10 homeowners fair market value plus relocation fees. Flooding triggered many problems for residents in Manoa a year ago, but what kind of impacts do natural disasters have on our state's youngest victims? Officials gathered at Noilani Elementary School in Manoa tonight to talk about ways parents can help children cope with unexpected trauma. The Red Cross says it's important for parents to remember that children experience lasting effects from natural disasters.
When unexpected things happen, like disasters, very often kids are an overlooked population. The adults are so busy trying to cope with a disaster and get their affairs in order, they really can't pay attention to the kids.
Lee says kids tend to feel abandonment after disasters, and it's very important for parents to communicate with their children about what they're feeling.
Well, she came home to a house full of raw sewage. Now a Kailua resident wants to know who's going to pay to clean up the smelly mess. Liz Asteriata suspects the black goo coming up the walls resulted from the sewage that backed into her Windward Cove's condo October 13th. She says she could smell what it was right away. The putrid water also filled the Windward Cove's lower parking lot.
And it just smelled really bad. They just had signs saying, warning, this is toxic and dangerous, and they didn't really tell us what was going on. So.
The sewage backed up after a city contractor filled several manholes with concrete, thinking they were filling abandoned lines. It's not yet known if the association, the city, or the contractor will end up paying for the cleanup.
Governor Lingle talked publicly for the first time about the resignation of State Representative Galen Fox following conviction on a sex offense charge. Representative Fox last month was convicted of groping a female passenger as she slept during an airline flight to Los Angeles. The governor today refused to answer questions about conversations she had with Fox a year ago when he called her to tell her about his arrest.
Let me first say I don't have anything new to add on the Representative Fox issue. I'm looking toward the future right now, and that means finding a replacement for him.
The governor wants to avoid some of the same embarrassment that surrounded her last legislative appointment of Beverly Harbin. This time, the governor's office will call for criminal record checks and access to each candidate's tax records.
The former Taylor's assistant who set in motion a revolution in civil rights is now in her final resting place after thousands bid her a grand farewell.
The impossible dream.
The tributes come one after the other of the funeral for Rosa Parks in Detroit tonight.
She was a freedom fighter. A seamstress, that's irrelevant. She didn't get locked up for sewing.
Thank you, Mother Parks, for showing us in your womanhood what a man's supposed to do.
But the passing years did nothing to dim the light that danced in her eyes or the dignity of her voice.
Thousands arrived by the busload and shivered in the cold for hours waiting to enter the church. Parks' casket was taken by horse-drawn carriage to a nearby cemetery after the service and was entombed in a mausoleum along with the bodies of her husband and mother.
A Wailua man working on his car was pinned under his vehicle after it shifted out of gear and rolled on top of him. It happened shortly before 9 this morning on Akule Street in Wailua. According to police, it happened in the man's driveway, and he was trapped under the front passenger wheel. The victim is believed to be in his 40s. He was taken to Queens Medical Center in critical condition and was upgraded to stable a few hours later.
A man armed with a knife is in police custody tonight after trying to rob a Makiki bank. According to police, the man entered First Hawaiian Bank on Beretania yesterday, sat down with a customer service representative, then stabbed the desk with a knife and demanded money. Police arrested the man without incident. He faces first-degree robbery charges. Well, the last of the 3 escapees to break out of the Big Island prison is back behind bars tonight. Kole Race Joaquin was caught riding in a car in the Kaiviki community just before 10 this morning. Race Joaquin and 2 other men, Frank Enos and Sean DeCosta, escaped from the Hawaii Correctional Center October 2nd by tying bed sheets together and lowering themselves out of a window.
More relief is expected for Hawaii drivers as prices at the gas pump continue to slide. The Public Utilities Commission announced today that next week's gas cap price per gallon. However, it's still up to the dealer to decide whether the dip will be reflected at the pump. Hawaii's gas cap is based on an average wholesale gas prices in Los Angeles, the Gulf Coast, and New York.
Oahu's real estate market has generated a record $5 billion in sales volume so far this year. Also notable, condo prices on Oahu reached yet another record high. $290,000 was the median price in October. Single-family home prices inched up a bit from the month before to $620,000. The total number of sales is ahead of last year.
Breezy but fairly dry trade wind weather across the state tonight. We'll take a look at rainfall totals between 5 and 8 this evening. No rain to report on Oahu. A few drops for parts of Kauai and Maui. Windward Big Island getting the bulk of the showers. And you can see that here on Doppler radar. Expect this trend to continue through morning. Dry for the northern islands. Wetter as you head south. So overnight, partly cloudy with scattered showers. Windward and Mauka, a drizzle or two leeward. Breezy trades at 15 to 25 with gusts near 40. And we'll tell you when the wind will back off later in your island weather.
The royal couple pays a royal visit to the nation's capital. We'll go inside the White House for a peek at tonight's black tie affair.
And Oahu Aquarium is once again home to several rare clams. And now officials announce extra precautions to make sure this time they stay there.
And one woman's looking for love, but this soul searcher comes with everything and the kitchen sink. We'll explain.
You're watching KITV4, Island Television News at 10. With Paula Akana, Sean Ching, Island Weather with Justin Fujioka, and Island Sports with Robert K. Kaula. This is your Island Television News at 10.
Britain's Prince Charles and his wife Camilla were guests of honor at the White House tonight. The black tie event featured a dinner of buffalo medallions and chartreuse ice cream with music by cellist Yo-Yo Ma. Earlier, the president and Mrs. Bush had the royal couple over for lunch on day two of their U.S. tour. The prince and his new bride also visited a public boarding school in Washington's inner city. It's the couple's first trip to America since the two got married in April.
Well, 7 months after they were stolen, 7 rare clams are back on display at the Waikiki Aquarium. KITV's Paul Udell reports on the extra precautions being taken to protect them. And we underline and emphasize extra.
They're back in all their splendor. None the worse, apparently, these 7 rare clams since having been stolen in April and returned in a Tupperware container a week later. The thief still unknown.
And a turquoise one.
Back to visitors' delight. And back to the careful attention of aquarium director Dr. Andrew Rossiter, tidying up the unique flow-over water tank. Now, these are juvenile clams. They'll grow to be about a foot long. And remember, there are all kinds of clams, usually only a couple of inches long. Here's a glimpse of another kind, in the wild, in the waters of Palau. Big or small, the clams are beautiful. Protecting them from another theft in the aquarium is the challenge. They've installed a new railing to make it more difficult to get close to the clams, and what is called enhanced security.
Spared no expense. We've been as horrible as possible. You've seen the Indiana Jones movies?
Yes.
I'll go no further.
It's that dangerous to assault our clams?
All hell will break loose.
What are the possibilities here?
You see the cracks in the concrete?
You mean?
Yep, absolutely.
We'll never see whoever
does it, toast.
That's the end of them,
That's the end of them.
Dr. Rossiter, by the way, today named me among the first honorary clam protectors. He said they'll spare no effort to protect these clams. Paul Udell, KITV4, Island Television News.
Deputy Paul Udell. Well, now you can recycle bottles and cans at the State Capitol building. 3 new reverse vending machines have been installed at the loading dock on the lower level of the Capitol. You can drop cans and bottles into the machines, and the machines give you cash back right on the spot. There are machines for glass bottles, plastic bottles, and cans.
The show Lost has been found by millions of viewers, but only here you'll hear candidly from the character who plays Charlie.
Later in sports, AC Carter and his T-Wolves blaze through their season opener against Portland.
And on Wall Street today, the Dow up nearly 66 points. The Nasdaq gains 30.
Hi, honey. You've got to check this out.
What? What are we listening to?
I had digital phone service installed today.
It sounds just like before.
I know, but it's going to save us a ton of money.
With Time Warner Cable's home phone service, you can call anywhere in the U.S. and Canada for one low monthly price.
That does sound good.
You should hear the upstairs phone.
Switch to digital phone service from Time Warner Cable.
Wrap yourself up for the holiday. Warm wishes are coming your way, yeah, yeah.
warm wishes from Ross. Save 40 to 60% off department store prices on sweaters.
Warm wishes from Ross.
The nation's top critics are hailing Shop Girl. Rolling Stone calls it a grown-up romance. It's one of the smartest, funniest romantic comedies to come along in a long time. Ebert and Roper give it 2 thumbs up.
You look like an angel.
It's the finest performance of Steve Martin's career, and the New York Times calls Claire Danes flawless. She'll be hard to beat at Oscar time. Shop Girl, rated R.
Get ready to have the time of your life.
Starts Friday in select cities.
Remember when you just went out every day and had fun? No stress, no tough decisions, no problems on the horizon. We invite you to relive the experience in the car with the lowest cost of ownership and one of Car and Driver's 10 best for 19 years. The Accord from Honda. Happy driving.
Fill your home with special delights. Ross is all you need to decorate. Trim your house, take it to new heights. Ross is all you need to decorate. Light the candles, hang the stockings. Save up on when you shop at Ross. Make your home a home that invites. Ross is all you need to decorate.
The new episode of Lost airs next Wednesday here on KITV. Now, each Wednesday night at 10 in November, we'll take you behind the scenes for filming and interviews with the Lost stars.
And tonight we begin with Dominic Monaghan. He plays Charlie.
You want to do one more bump for the road?
Charlie, the recovering heroin addict, former rock star who was hoping to restart his career when he boarded that fateful flight. We asked actor Dominic Monaghan to give us some hints on what's in store for Charlie this season.
Charlie's going to be delving further and further into his own kind of baggage, you know, trying to make sense of the mistakes that he's made in his life.
The plane was loaded with heroin. All right. Now we go.
There's a plane load of heroin on the island that I think he's going to get to rediscover again. No, it's just going to be a lot more adventure, a lot more hardship, a lot more nightmarish scenarios, but I'm hoping he's going to learn through all that.
Monaghan says he loves working on the show and especially loves filming in Hawaii.
It's a very nurturing, centering place to be, with the sky and the mountains and the ocean being such an important thing. So I just love it. You know, days when I'm not working, I can swim in the ocean and I can play with my chameleon and I can really enjoy myself here.
He's chameleon. Right. Now, are you a Lost fanatic? Do you have Lost parties? Do you get together with your friends to discuss Hurley's numbers or the latest episodes? We're looking for those of you who are diehard fans. Tell us your Lost story by emailing us at lost@thehawaiichannel.com.
The Royal Mausoleum welcomes back 2 sacred staffs borrowed 5 years ago and never returned. Caretaker William Maioho says he is grateful for the return of the artifacts to Mauna Ala. To read more on this story, pick up tomorrow's edition of the Honolulu Star Bulletin.
So pretty dry skies out there.
Yeah, it's fairly nice and pretty comfortable for most areas thanks to the wind, but that's also keeping temperatures a bit warm because get that wind out there, kind of mixes up the air. The land can't really cool down. We'll just look at the temperatures right now across the state. You can see most of us in the 70s, 69 the cool spot in Hilo right now, a warm 78 in Kailua Kona, but once again, we do have those trade winds out there, fairly strong in some areas. I'm sorry to say, Kona, you don't feel those trade winds, but Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa blocking you. So we got that full 78 degrees out there right now. Your island weather coming up next.
Beautiful backyard.
Call Realtor.
Aloha, I'm Jim Dempsey. Whether you are buying a warehouse, selling your home, or in need of property management, rely on Dempsey West Realtors.
732-5867.
It's a great time to buy a new Toyota. Why? Because Toyota Hawaii wants you to know that you're #1. So we're giving away gas. When you buy a Sienna, 4Runner, Tundra, Sequoia, Highlander or Highlander Hybrid, we'll give you $300 in Tesoro gas. Want more? We're marking every Toyota with prices so low you won't have to negotiate. We're all about you. The #1 sale at your Toyota Hawaii dealer.
Now, island weather with Justin Fujioka.
A lot more sunshine, a lot less showers out there today. And you know what? We've got great news. More of the same is expected for the next 24 hours. Take a look at this time lapse. We got just a few low-level clouds out there looking out over downtown Honolulu this afternoon. Moving by fairly quickly, though, and that's because trade winds, pretty breezy, and that should remain that way for the next couple of hours ahead. Now, we're looking at satellite imagery. You can see those high clouds from yesterday that made things pretty overcast now out to the west, and they will no longer be a factor in our island weather. Coming in with the trade wind flow, some low-level clouds, these grayer clouds here. You can see most of the moisture affecting the southern end of the state. It should remain that way through tomorrow, primarily for windward sections of Maui and the island of Hawaii. The rest of the state looking nice and dry. Just a few scattered showers for windward and Mauka areas, a few isolated sprinkles moving over into leeward sections. And then by Friday, we're looking at a lot more moisture in our area thanks to the tail end of a cold front or a shear line. That should move in once again on Friday and keep that moisture in our area probably through the upcoming weekend. Just a few more trade showers, not a rain out, just a few more clouds, maybe a few more showers for leeward sections. High pressure up to the north of the state causing the breezy trade winds. Our winds will likely peak overnight and then start to decrease as we head into late in the day tomorrow in through Friday. And that's because we have an approaching storm system that is not expected to affect our island weather, but it will decrease our trade winds, keep them in a more moderate range for the weekend. And then this high should move in by Monday, boost up back our trade winds into the breezy category by next week, Tuesday. Your island by island forecast for tomorrow, locally breezy in some areas, a few clouds, isolated showers for windward sections of Kauai, mostly sunny out on the leeward side. Same forecast for the island of Oahu, a few clouds in Honolulu in the morning, becoming sunny by afternoon with a high of 87 degrees. Windy in Kahului tomorrow, getting up to 86, mostly sunny though, a few morning showers in Hana, getting up to 86. And for Hawaii Island, morning sunshine, afternoon clouds, maybe a few upslope showers with onshore winds up to 15 miles per hour, partly cloudy with scattered showers out on the windward side. And the wind continues to kick up the surf along east-facing shores. A high surf advisory posted until 6 p.m. tomorrow for all islands except Lanai. 5 to 8 foot faces in the forecast, decreasing late tomorrow. Inexperienced swimmers advised to stay out of the water and well away from the shore break. Elsewhere, 1 to 3 north as well as west, 2 to 4 on the south side, continuing through the rest of the week. Your forecast now for the next 5 days, breezy but dry trade wind weather for tomorrow. And then we're looking slightly wetter, not a complete rain out once again, just a few more trade wind clouds and showers out there. A lot more making it over into leeward sections. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, dang, bad news, but it always seems to be that way. Always more rain, more clouds for the weekend, but we just have to deal with it.
That's right. Okay, thank you, Justin.
Oh.
Time for sports with Rob. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers hit the court tonight.
That's right. Kobe and Phil Part 2 makes its season debut. HBU and Chaminade hook up in Pac-West volleyball, and the Warriors get ready for the Wolfpack.
It's a challenge, you know. It's a challenge for this team. It's a challenge for me. It's a challenge for everybody. And we just got to keep our heads up and have confidence that we can do it.
Island Television News, sponsored by Island Insurance, always here to help.
This is Danny. He's always working on his lawn, fixing up his house, or playing head chef. As responsible as he is, accidents sometimes happen. But Island Insurance is always here to help. Island's experienced claim appraisers, experts who average 15 years in the field, will guide Danny through a smooth claim process so he can get back to doing what he does best. Remind you of anyone? Island Insurance, always here to help.
I am 70.
I'm 1.
I'm pregnant.
I have diabetes.
I have asthma.
What do these people have in common? All of them are in danger of being hospitalized or even dying from the flu. If you have any of these risk factors, protect yourself by getting a flu shot. Free or low-cost shots are available. Talk to your doctor or call 211.
Fight the flu. Make a date to vaccinate.
Hey, big guy. Whoa, see what we got here. Cool. Move this.
Hey, not sad.
I'll be home. I'll be home for the
Ready for a tasty bargain? Check this out. The 99-cent KFC Snacker. 100% hand-floured chicken breast, pepper mayo, and crisp lettuce freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
Hungry? Dig into a 9-piece bucket of Hawaii's best-tasting chicken for just $10.99. KFC, let's eat!
Island Television News, sponsored by Hawaii's best tasting chicken, KFC. Let's eat.
Now, Island Sports with Rob DeMello.
How's it going, everybody? Tip-off to the NBA season continued tonight with the reunion of Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant in the purple and gold on the road against the Nuggets. And just like old times, Lakers game full of drama. Fourth quarter, tied game, clock winding down. Kobe for the win, headed to overtime. In the extra frame, knotted at 97, LA forward Kwame Brown, the hook, no good, but he grabs the board and hands it off to who else? Kobe, singing the redemption song in Colorado, money. 99-97 final. Bryant, good for 33 points. Nuggets fall to 0-2 on the year. Former Rainbow Warrior great Anthony Carter tipped off his 7th NBA season tonight as he and the Timberwolves played host to the Portland Trail Blazers. AC first got off the bench, made an impact early, hits the lane for 2 of his 4 points on the night, also pitched in with 6 assists. Here, Carter finds Kevin Garnett, and the big ticket does the rest. Carter, 15 minutes of action. KG had 18 in the ball game. Former Blazer Richie Fram also tucked on 18. T-Wolves win it. Final score, 90-86. D2 women's volleyball tonight at the Blaisdell. Second-ranked Hawaii Pacific swept through Chaminade. Barbara Martin, one of her 20 kills on the night. Then Aloha ball in game number 3. Vera Oliveira to Anche Red Buskis, who seals the deal. Sea Warriors improved to 22-1, 30-24, 27, and 25 the numbers. 3-5 Warrior football team hit the road today. Destination Reno, where Saturday they'll hook up with the Wolfpack of Nevada, where it's do or die time for Hawaii, who now needs to win out the remaining 4 games to make the bowl requirement of 7 Ws. A tough task for a team that has never beaten the Pack on the road.
It's a must win. That's all we're thinking is we got to beat these guys.
We got to get a big win up in Nevada, you know. Keeps our hopes alive, you know. Win the rest of our games and we'll see what happens.
It is drilled. Down he goes.
It's a challenge, you know. It's a challenge for this team. It's a challenge for me. It's a challenge for everybody. And we just got to keep our heads up and have confidence that we can do it.
I think it's just, you know, just focusing on what we got to do. And then I think it's just kind of relaxing and understanding that, you know, we only got 4 games left that we can, you know, really promise right now. And I mean, it's just about going out and enjoying it and playing and getting out there Saturday and, you know, winning the football game and coming together and growing as a team. And that's what we're just looking to do right now.
Wolfpack enter the ball game 4-3, 3-1 in conference. Blue and silver are 6-point favorites. Kickoff set for 11 in the morning, Hawaii time. Top 25 college football in the Big East tonight. Number 18 West Virginia pounded UConn in the win, though. Play of the night. Check out Mountaineer QB Pat White laying the smackdown on the reverse. That's a block from a quarterback looking like Sean King out there back in the day, laying some blocks. West Virginia wins big. 45-13 final.
It's the guy getting laid out. What are you talking about? All right, thank you, Rob. Well, before we go, an Albuquerque woman has put out a for sale ad that's sure to grab a lot of attention.
A 95-year-old house fully furnished, and that includes a wife.
I'd seen a lot of men doing things related to eBay and websites, and no women. So I thought, I'm going to give this a try.
Deborah Hale says she's crunched for time trying to sell her house and wanting to get married, so decided to post the offer on eBay. The cost, $600,000. That includes the 48-year-old Hale and her Denver home that includes 3 bedrooms, a tanning bed, and a hot tub. The bidding ends on Valentine's Day of next year.
And this just in, Rob DeMello is the top bidder. Rob, way to go.
I saw you on the computer so long
Rob
tonight.
wants that desperate housewife.
Sure her name's Hale and not Holly?
I think it's Hale from coming from Colorado.
I think it's Hale over there.
Hey, home, she's, you know, Holly.
Just in Hawaii, you only get
Home Holly. Hale. Okay.
Go back online, Rob. Good luck.
Thanks for joining us. You have a great one. Aloha.
Good night.
See you later.
Take care.
Closed captioning for Island Television News is sponsored by Toyota. Right now, get $300 in gas when you buy a select Toyota. The #1 sale at your Toyota Hawaii dealer.
Visit KITV at thehawaiichannel.com. Connect to the internet at aloha.com.